Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 21st, 2023, and the Brazilian wonder kid Estevao Willian has made it very clear that it's his dream to play in Barcelona. Also, Frenkie De Jong's contract has been leaked to the press, and I have all the details of that contract for you. And finally, Dest's value has gone up after a great start to the season with his new team. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. Before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder that Barca News now has YouTube memberships where there are 3 different levels, each level with its own perks and benefits. So hopefully you get to enjoy these benefits and make your experience at Barca News that much more enjoyable. Having said that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us, where they're currently having a special for all new signups. If you are looking to buy any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the Give Back. Both links are down below in the description. Now, beginning with the news that today was the General Assembly for the club members, where the board of directors presented the finances to the club members from last year to get it approved, and also presented the forecast for the upcoming year. And I discussed most of these numbers in a previous video, which I will leave the link at the end of this video. Now, Joan Laporta spoke during this assembly and touched on a myriad of subjects, but the 2 main subjects was, of course, the finances of the club and the Enriquez de Herrera case. And in regards to the club's finances, Joan Laporta said, "We have a team that wants to make history and start a new era. I ask you for all your support for the team. Within a year, we will return to Camp Nou and we will be in a much better position economically. When we arrived in 2021, we found debts worth $1.35 billion, most of which were short-term. We saved the club from tragedy. We improved in all aspects. In the field of sponsorship, we reached nearly 200 million with more than 20 new sponsorships. Store sales reached 100 million. The reduction of sports salary mass has been achieved by the renegotiation of contracts with the definition of a new salary structure and with the new policy of spending on signings. We will continue to implement the strategic plan. We all went in the same direction to save Barcelona economically, sporting and socially. And this is not an improvisational act. It came as a result of exceptional work done by many people at the club." So Joan Laporta highlighting the important and amazing work that him and his board of directors have been doing since they took over the club, whether it was the reduction of spending of Barcelona by reducing the salaries of the players, renegotiating contracts, getting rid of players whose salaries were too high, and implementing a brand new salary structure that has applied to all the new signings, or whether it's been by increasing the revenues of the club through more than 20 new sponsorships, through increase of ticketing or increase of sales of merchandise. And of course, this is only gonna keep getting better and better, especially when Barcelona return to the Spotify Camp Nou next year as it's undergoing major renovations. Now, Joan Laporta also touched on the Enriquez de Herrera case, and he said, "No matter how much they search and lie, they will find nothing. When we go to Madrid for work, you realize that there is a sociological Madridismo in all powers: financial, political, media, and sports. A few years have passed and a new Barca is back that is getting better and better. On top of that, the president who was at the stage, who made them suffer and lose, is the same. The coach is the one who was the best midfielder in the world. Sociological Madridismo sees the grassroots football can bring out new players such as Araujo, Balde, Gabi, Fermin, Lamine. They are the promoters of this plot that has been perpetrated to destabilize us and destroy one of the most distinguishing features of Catalonia. We will win this judicial process. We will be acquitted sooner rather than later. I have bad news for the sociological Madridismo. We will replicate the best Barca in history." So Jan Laporta once again firing back at what he calls sociological Madridismo, which is this Madridismo that is found at all levels and all stages of life in Spain, whether at the football level, government level, or society level, that has mounted this whole campaign to destabilize Barcelona with this Enrique Negreira case. And of course, Jan Laporta standing firm that there's absolutely no evidence of any wrongdoing because Barcelona did not do anything wrong. And again, this is nothing more than a campaign to destabilize Barcelona because Madridismo cannot bear with the fact that Barcelona for many years were absolutely dominant and embarrassed Real Madrid on many occasions. And now they're seeing that history could repeat itself with this whole new project that Barcelona are building, both financially and sporting-wise. So they have launched this whole campaign to destabilize Barcelona because they can't bear with the idea that Barcelona could end up humiliating Real Madrid for many years to come, just like they did it in the past, whether it was under Pep Guardiola or Luis Enrique. Now, Jan Laporta was not the only one to fire back and talk about the Enrique Negreira case. Pep Guardiola, during a press conference, was also asked about the Enrique Negreira case, and the best coach in our history said, "When there is a sentence, I will give my opinion. Barca is innocent. Laporta is innocent unless proven otherwise. You don't know how good that team was. You're very young, but I'll send you some videos. It was a scandal how well they played. We won all the titles and we were much better than the rival." So Pep Guardiola firing back and making it very clear that the reason his team won all these trophies, including a historical sextuple, was not because Barcelona bribed referees or because the Enrique Negreira case, but it was because Barcelona were absolutely dominant and destroyed everybody they played against. And this is something I've said many times in my previous videos, that people who say that Barcelona won those trophies because Enrique Negreira or because the Barcelona bribed referees, they're either number one, completely clueless and they never saw Barcelona play under the Pep Guardiola years, or second, they did watch it play, but they're being completely disingenuous and lying to themselves and others, because anybody who watched any of those matches during that time know that Barcelona won because they were completely superior to any team in Europe and not because Barcelona bribed referees. But of course, this is very difficult for Real Madrid and Madridismo to admit, so instead, they rather excuse the amazing performance of Barcelona during those years by saying that no, it wasn't Barcelona, it was the referees, which is absolutely ridiculous and honestly pretty pathetic. Now on to the news that the Brazilian wonder kid Estevao Willian has made it very clear in his most recent interview that his dream is to play for Barcelona. Now, in case you haven't heard of him, Estevao Willian is a 16-year-old player who currently plays at Palmeiras. He plays as a right winger, but he can also play as a left winger and as attacking midfielder. He's considered one of the most promising and up-and-coming players, not only in Brazil, but the entire world. Now, Estevao is an incredibly talented player, so much so that he has been nicknamed Messinho in Brazil, given his similar style of play as Lionel Messi, and he has attracted the attention of all the major European clubs, including PSG, who offered Palmeiras 50 million euros, but Palmeiras rejected that offer because Messinho made it very clear that he did not want to play for the Parisian club. Now, amongst the other clubs who are currently watching Estevao are, of course, Barcelona and Manchester City, who have scouts in Brazil watching the player weekend after weekend. However, in his most recent interview, Messinho made it very clear that the only club he wants to play for is FC Barcelona. Now, Estevao said, "To play for Barcelona, which is one of the best clubs in the world. I was born watching Neymar, Messi, and Suarez play for Barcelona, and that's the dream I have. Yes, I watch almost every Barca match. I'm a fan of the club. I have great admiration for the players who play there, and I hope to be there too." So Estevao making it very clear that his dream is to play at Barcelona and Barcelona only, which is of course a great thing for the club in case they do want to sign the young player. And also Barcelona have other things going in their favor, like the fact that Estevao Willian's agent is André Curie, who is a very close friend of Jan Laporta and a good friend of Deco, and who's also the agent for Vitor Roque, and who in the past he said that Estevao Willian will play for Barcelona. Now, Estevao is 16 years old and he won't be 18 until 2025. So if he does sign for Barcelona, it's not going to happen for another 2 years. But my question to you is, can you imagine Estevao playing alongside Lamine Yamal and Vitor Roque? that would be one hell of an attacking trident. Now, speaking of young and up-and-coming players, it's reported that Chelsea are currently contemplating paying the release clause of one of the best players to come out of La Masia, Pau Cubarsí. Now, Pau Cubarsí is a 16-year-old center back who currently plays for Barca Athletic. He's one of the best defenders to come out of La Masia alongside Shadi Riyad. And it's reported that Chelsea are contemplating paying Pau Cubarsí's release clause, which is worth around 10 to 15 million euros. Now, Barcelona did just renew Pau Cubarsí's contract most recently up until summer of 2026, but it was a very difficult and contentious contract renewal. So it's reported that Barcelona are currently worried that Chelsea could end up convincing Pau Cubarsí to leave for Chelsea. But for now, the player is staying put. So I will continue monitoring the situation, and I'll bring you any updates on whether Cubarsí will stay in Barcelona or end up making a move to the Premier League. Now on to the news that the contract of Frenkie De Jong has been leaked to the press, and I have all the details of that contract for you. Now, Frenkie De Jong did extend his contract in 2020 with Barcelona, agreeing to defer his salary due to the COVID pandemic. And even though he is earning a lot of money at Barcelona, it's been revealed that he is not the highest earner as far as fixed salary. But of course, Frenkie De Jong does have a lot of variables and bonuses, which Bartomeu was known for giving players. So once you calculate those bonuses and variables into his fixed salary, Frenkie De Jong does become the highest earner in Barcelona. Now, Frenkie De Jong's fixed salary is as follows. In the season 2020-2021, he earned 3 million euros. In 2021-2022, he earned 9.6 million euros. 22 and 23 season, he earned 18 million euros. 2023-2024 season, he will earn 18 million euros. In the 2024-2025, he'll earn 19 million euros. And in 2025-2026, he will also earn 19 million euros. Now, Frenkie De Jong does have a loyalty bonus, and he earned 2.8 million euros last season. He will earn 6.8 million euros this season, 4.2 million euros the upcoming season, and 4 million euros in the 2025-2026 season. Now, Frenkie De Jong does also has personal performance bonuses in his contract, and he earned close to 1 million euros in the 2020-2021 season, 1.2 in the 2021-2022 season, 2 million last season. He'll earn 2 million this season, 2 million next season. The 2024-2025 season, and then 2 million euros in the 2025-2026 season. Now, when you add all those numbers up, that means that Frenkie De Jong will earn close to 26.8 million euros in this 2023-2024 season. Now, of course, these are incredibly high numbers for Frenkie De Jong, especially given the difficult financial situation of the club and given the new salary structure that Barcelona has implemented. And now you see why Barcelona are trying to extend Frenkie De Jong's contract with a salary deferral and eventually a salary reduction, because these are numbers that Barcelona simply cannot afford to pay. Now we'll end today's video with the news that Serginho Dest's value has gone up, given his incredible start to the season with his new team, PSV Eindhoven. Now, Serginho Dest is currently on loan with PSV Eindhoven, and he has had an incredible start to the season, earning a starting spot with his new team, and he's actually one of the players with most playing time with his new team, where he has become very important for PSV Eindhoven, including in the Champions League matches that the Dutch team has played so far. Now, Serginho Dest's market value has gone up by 3 million euros up to 13 million euros, which is, of course, great news for Barcelona, because Barcelona do want to offload Serginho Dest on a permanent basis next summer. So if the American fullback continues impressing at PSV Eindhoven, then Barcelona are hopeful that PSV Eindhoven will activate that option to buy worth 10 million euros, and Barcelona will finally be able to offload Dest on a permanent basis, given that Xavi does not count on the player. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.